The automotive industry landscape is undergoing a radical transformation, especially in the electric vehicle (EV) sector. Recently, Ford CEO Jim Farley addressed the critical challenges his company faces in this turbulent market. Farley acknowledges that EV prices have dropped drastically, matching those of internal combustion engine vehicles, and Ford needs to adapt quickly to this new reality to survive. Ford's initial strategy of electrifying iconic brands like the Mustang and F-150 didn't generate the expected results in the EV market. In response, the company created a secret team, led by a former Tesla engineer, to develop a new generation of EVs from scratch. The goal is to launch a competitive $30,000 model in the coming years. Meanwhile, Tesla continues to pressure its competitors. Elon Musk recently announced that the Cybertruck has supposedly surpassed F-150 Lightning sales in the United States, becoming the best-selling electric pickup in the country in just 2 full quarters of production. This represents a significant threat to Ford, which heavily relies on the F-150 series for its profits. Hey viewer! Before we continue with this fascinating analysis of the battle between Ford and Tesla in the electric vehicle market, I'd like to make a quick request. If you're finding this content interesting and want to stay up to date with the latest automotive news, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your subscription helps us continue to bring you updated information and in-depth analyses like this. Now, let's get back to our story. Jim Farley seems to have finally grasped the critical importance of EVs for Ford's future. He openly stated that if the company can't change course, it might not survive. This statement echoes Elon Musk's predictions, who has been warning for years about the possibility of even Ford not surviving the transition to electric vehicles. It's interesting to note that while Ford and Tesla are the only American automakers that have never declared bankruptcy, the current scenario is challenging for both. Several EV startups in the U.S. have already gone bankrupt or are struggling to stay afloat, such as Lordstown Motors, Fisker, and Nikola. Even Rivian, which hasn't declared bankruptcy yet, still hasn't managed to turn a profit, demonstrating the lack of sustainability in the sector. Farley expressed frustration with consumer behavior regarding EVs. He emphasizes that it's time to reflect on the experience of driving an electric vehicle, not just for the environmental aspect, but for all the other benefits. The CEO highlights advantages such as passing gas stations without stopping, effortless acceleration, regenerative braking, and one-pedal driving. However, even with EV prices matching those of combustion cars, Ford sales haven't taken off as expected. Farley acknowledges that transforming a combustion vehicle into an electric one results in a mediocre EV, which may explain the company's sales difficulties. Tesla's competition is formidable, mainly due to technological and software innovation led by Elon Musk. The Cybertruck, for example, features advanced characteristics such as a bulletproof body, armored glass, automated cargo compartment, drive-by-wire, and a 48-volt internal electrical system. All innovations that improve efficiency and reduce vehicle weight. Besides Tesla, Ford faces the imminent threat from Chinese automakers. Farley believes Ford has about 5 years before Chinese EVs begin to seriously threaten the American market. He emphasizes that 70% of the world's EVs are manufactured in China, which also dominates battery supply chains and essential materials. To face these challenges, Ford created a special team, led by Alan Clark, a former chief engineer at Tesla. This team is developing a $30,000 EV, which Farley hopes to launch in 2.5 years, aiming to compete with Chinese models and Tesla's future robotaxi. Ford's situation perfectly illustrates the challenges traditional automakers face in transitioning to electric vehicles. The company is struggling to adapt to a rapidly changing market, dominated by innovators like Tesla and pressured by cost-efficient Chinese competitors. Ford's strategy of creating a separate team to develop EVs from scratch is smart, as it allows the company to innovate without the constraints of the existing corporate culture. However, success will depend on Ford's ability to execute this strategy quickly and efficiently. The EV market is becoming increasingly competitive, with established players and new entrants fighting for market share. Ford will have to overcome not only the technical challenges of creating competitive EVs, but also change consumer perceptions and build a robust support infrastructure. The transition to EVs is not just a matter of vehicle technology, but also involves changes in the supply chain, manufacturing, and customer experience. Ford will need to reinvent itself on multiple fronts to succeed in this new automotive paradigm. The future of Ford, and many other traditional automakers, will depend on their ability to innovate, adapt quickly, and offer products that meet consumers' ever-evolving expectations. The clock is ticking, and the next few years will be crucial in determining which companies will thrive in the electric vehicle era.